I hear the rush of water before I'm fully awake. The shower's on, without me, and it's barely 6 in the morning. At first, I think I left it running, but there's a low humming noise behind the closed bathroom door, a voice that doesn't belong to me. That's all I catch, the faint tune of something that should be private yet feels all wrong. And then I remember how she used to say always, long ago. Always mine, always us. But here I am, standing by the bedroom threshold, feeling like an intruder in my own space. The steam creeps under the bathroom door, swirling around my ankles. I don't smell my usual soap. Instead, I catch a sharper scent, something that reminds me of him even though I haven't met him yet. At least, not face to face. I push open the door, and the squeak from the hinges feels explosive in the quiet. Olivia startles. She's behind the frosted glass. At first, she doesn't say a word. I see the silhouette of her body, the slope of her shoulder. In that moment, I realize my fingers are trembling. Cold. I hadn't expected her to be alone. Some absurd part of me braced for someone else, for a figure crouched in the corner, because the past few weeks, she's felt so distant it's like she's with a stranger. She opens the shower door just a crack, wet hair plastered against her temples. I see her eyes flick across me, expression guarded. She's found her voice, but it's mechanical. Did you need something? I almost ask her who she's talking to, but nothing comes out. My tongue feels thick, my mind swirling with half-formed accusations. That humming I heard a minute ago, it's gone. Now the only sounds are the pounding water and my own ragged breathing. I shrug and back away. That's my first mistake of the day. Maybe I should have confronted her right then. Instead, I retreat and let the water keep running behind me. Let the shower mask the tension. I walk into the kitchen. A single mug sits by the coffee maker. Mine is missing. She used to set out 2 cups, one for her, one for me. Always. No big deal. But my gut churns because it feels like a sign, one more symptom of how everything's changed. Or maybe I'm imagining it, letting paranoia twist every mundane detail. The fridge buzzes, the overhead light flickers. Our daughter's still asleep upstairs. That's when the memory hits me, raw and sudden. She was laughing with me just 2 months ago, wearing her bright yellow sundress while we planned our daughter's school recital. She said, "We'll always make it, Ethan. Always." I believed her. Now, I can't unhear that word. Always. A mocking echo of what used to be. It's like recalling someone else's life. Maybe it was never really mine to begin with. I stare at the test results on the table, half buried under mail. I took that test 3 days ago. My doctor said I needed to check some markers, nothing too alarming. But the results came back with one unexpected line. A concern. Not a final verdict. Just the possibility of something serious. I showed it to Olivia. She skimmed the page, then quietly tucked it away. I wanted to talk about it, but she looked at me like I'd told her the weather. Barely any reaction. No hug, no sense of worry. She said, "We shouldn't panic." Her voice was calm, even. A part of me appreciated that. Another part felt the chill of her detachment, like she couldn't be bothered. The shower turns off. Footsteps pad down the hallway. I brace myself for an awkward conversation, but Olivia goes straight to her phone, scrolling through messages while she plucks a jacket from the coat rack. "Gotta get to the office early," she mutters. She shoots me a quick glance. "Would you mind picking up Emily from her friend's house? She stayed over, right?" I nod. "Sure." She shoulders her bag. No kiss, no smile. A flicker of disappointment or guilt crosses her face, so brief I doubt I saw it. Then she's out the door. The whole thing lasts less than a minute. I slump into a chair. My coffee's cold before I even taste it. My mind drifts to the moment she refused to tell me about the father-daughter morning event. I'd asked her, "Who's going with Emily?" She'd hesitated. "Does it matter? It's just a small thing at the school." I insisted, pressing my question, because that's what parents do. We show up. Olivia got this look, like I was nagging over trivialities. "You shouldn't worry about that," she said. "You have bigger things on your mind, right? Doctor's appointments, your deadlines. Bigger things?" Emily's events aren't petty. That cold, dismissive edge in her voice felt like a wedge shoved between us. I should have known then that something was off, something bigger than just a rocky patch in our marriage. I remember the first time I sensed she wasn't wearing her ring in public. My ring never left my finger. Her wedding band, though, gone. At the office parking lot, I saw her from a distance, standing near a man in a sleek suit. They laughed about something. She had her arms folded in that coy way she does when she's flirting. That's also when I noticed her unadorned left hand. My gut twisted. I started to walk toward them, half ready to call out her name. But something stopped me. Fear, maybe, or the realization that I wouldn't like the answers I got. So I turned and walked back to my car. She never saw me. It's mid-morning now, and I'm going through the motions at my desk. I try to type out an article, some investigative piece I've been laboring over for weeks, but every sentence feels forced. My phone buzzes. A text from Olivia. "Working late. Don't wait up." I toss the phone aside. Something in me cracks. I recall the night after I got those test results. I wanted to share my fear, my confusion. I tried explaining how the doctor said it might be serious, that we needed further checks. She looked at me with eyes so devoid of warmth that I felt like a stranger. "One step at a time," she repeated. Then she changed the subject to her upcoming corporate event, as if that was more urgent. I stand abruptly, push my chair back. My heart pounds, and an ache forms at the base of my skull. I try to remember if she's always been this way, or if something changed recently, because I can't pinpoint an exact day when her detachment started, only that it's grown. On impulse, I decide to pick up Emily from school, even though Olivia said she'd handle it. My daughter's face lights up when she sees me. That small ray of joy reminds me I'm not alone in this world. She's the anchor that keeps me from drifting away entirely. Later, we stop at a diner for a quick bite. Emily chatters about her upcoming morning event at school, some father-daughter thing that involves silly games and crafts. "Daddy, you'll come, right?" she asks, eyes shining. "Of course," I say. "Wouldn't miss it." Her grin widens, and she goes back to nibbling her fries. Inside, I'm torn between relief and dread. Because I know this is exactly what Olivia brushed off as a trivial detail. My phone vibrates. Another text from my wife. "Sorry about earlier. Let's talk tonight." I slip the phone in my pocket without replying. If she wants to talk, let her. I've got nothing to hide. Back home, I notice Olivia's car in the driveway hours before she usually returns. She's in the living room, lights dim, rummaging through a stack of papers. She gives me a half-smile that dies before it reaches her eyes. "We have to talk," she says. Something in her voice is different. Hesitant, maybe a little guilty. We both glance toward Emily's room. The door is closed, a faint nightlight shining underneath. I nod. "Let's do it in the kitchen." She follows me, sits at the table. I remain standing, arms folded, bracing for a confrontation. She pushes a letter across to me. "I got a notice from the mortgage lender. We've been behind a couple of payments." I frown. We rearranged some finances after your father's funeral costs, remember? And I had a few personal expenses. My credit card's near maxed out." Her words tumble out, but I sense this is just a diversion, a problem that's real enough but not the root. She's buying time, dancing around the bigger issue. I watch her lips tighten. Finally, I speak. "So, what are we going to do about it?" She exhales, rubs her temple. "We'll figure it out. But that's not everything." I wait. Olivia wets her lips, eyes flicking to the side. "I've been seeing someone," she says bluntly. "Nathan. He's a consultant at the firm." It's not an explosion. More like the entire room goes silent, like we're in a vacuum. I can't breathe. I can't feel the ground. I just stare at her, noticing how the overhead light casts a shadow across her face, how her pulse jumps in her throat. She continues, voice steady but lacking warmth. It started months ago. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. And now, I'm sorry. I say nothing. My mind is a blank slate. She moves to the bedroom, leaving me alone under the dull kitchen light. I stand there for a long time, just staring at the wall. The next morning, I'm up early, rummaging through a box in the garage. That's where I keep my old camera. The one I used to bring on vacations, the one that captured birthdays and lazy Sunday afternoons. I test it. The battery still has a little charge. The house is quiet. Olivia left a note. Had to go in early again. Emily's at your mom's. Another deflection. Another day. My phone shows no messages. Something inside me stirs. A plan, maybe. Or just a coping mechanism. I recall that I want to record something. Something not for her, but for the man she's sleeping with. I remember thinking this might help me vent. I set the camera up on a tripod in the living room. The lens stares back at me, unblinking. I press record. I start talking, but my voice is hollow. Nathan, if you're watching this, I guess it means Olivia let you see it, or maybe you found it. Doesn't matter. I pause, exhale. My eyes flick to the corner of the room where the sunlight hits the faded family photo. I just want you to know, I'm not out for revenge. Not in the usual sense. I'm not going to ruin your life, or hers. Because, frankly, I'm already ruined. I stare at the small red light on the camera. It's mesmerizing how it blinks at me, waiting for more. I thought about confronting you. Publicly, maybe. But what's the point? You're taking something that was mine. But if she's so ready to give it away, then it's already gone. My jaw tightens. Just don't hurt our daughter. Don't waltz in pretending to be a father figure. She's not your responsibility. My hands shake, so I clench them. Olivia, she's made her choice. She's been drifting away for a while. Maybe I ignored the signs because I didn't want to see them. But now, I see them everywhere. I recall the memory of him with her in the parking lot. How I turned around and left. Too cowardly to confront it then. My voice wavers, but I press on. You think you're winning, maybe. You're not. She's yours to deal with now. You might think she's this perfect woman who just needed more attention, but you'll figure out soon enough that she's good at drifting. Like the tide. Out then in. She'll do the same to you. I take a breath, feeling a twinge of guilt. Olivia's not all bad. She was my wife. She's still the mother of my daughter. Then I remember the test results and how she barely blinked at my fear. The bitterness returns. I'm done, I whisper. I let the camera keep rolling for another few seconds. Then I hit pause. The living room is silent. For a moment, I just stand there, letting the weight of everything settle. My mind replays the memory of last night's conversation. Her confession. My numb acceptance. I wonder if I should be sobbing, raging, throwing things, but all I feel is emptiness, like I'm an actor in someone else's tragedy, playing out the motions with no real connection. The day of the father-daughter mourning event arrives. I promised Emily I'd be there. I dress in a decent shirt, put on my best smile. She's excited, bouncing on her toes as we walk into the school gym. Kids are making decorations. Music is playing softly from a cute speaker. I see other dads, some looking as tired as I feel, some more enthusiastic, chatting away with their little ones. We make a paper crown together, gluing sequins that keep sliding off. Emily giggles. I grin, something genuine stirring in me. This might be the last normal thing we do before everything falls apart. Daddy, she asks, busy with glitter. Is Mommy coming? I force a laugh. It's a father-daughter thing, sweetheart. Mommy's busy at work. She frowns briefly but shrugs it off, returning to her art project. I swallow a lump in my throat, thinking about how Olivia dismissed this event as trivial. It's not trivial to Emily. Just then, my phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. I'm here for her, Ethan. She told me about your test results and your father's passing. This isn't about hurting you. Let's talk. Nathan. My grip tightens around the phone. He has my number now. My pulse hammers. I pocket the phone, ignoring the message. I refuse to let him overshadow this moment. Emily glances up, noticing my tension. I do my best to smile. Everything's fine. I tell her. For an hour, I manage to push aside the turmoil. Emily's laughter is like medicine. She drags me to the crafts table, then the little snack station, pointing out donuts shaped like hearts. We take a goofy picture in front of a balloon arch. She's so happy, and for a fleeting second, I pretend our family is intact, that Olivia's just late or stuck in traffic, that everything will be okay. After the event, I drop Emily at a friend's place so I can head to the hospital for more tests. There's a possibility I have a treatable condition. Nothing definitive yet, but the fear lingers. The nurse takes my blood, registers my vitals, all routine. The strangest part is how I feel oddly calm, like the chaos of my marriage overshadowed my own health concerns. My phone vibrates again. Another text from Nathan. I'm outside. Let's handle this man to man. I freeze. Could he be here, at the hospital? I glance through the glass doors and spot a tall figure in a dark jacket leaning against a black SUV. A flicker of anger flares in me. I consider ignoring him again, but something in me snaps, like I've been cornered for too long. I walk outside, my fists clenched. He sees me, raises a hand in greeting. He's taller than me, well-dressed, reeking of self-assurance. You got a minute? Nathan asks. Not really, I say curtly. He exhales, looking genuinely uncomfortable. Olivia told me you might be sick. I'm sorry. That's not what either of us wanted. This thing between us just happened. I stiffen. It just happened. Did you trip and land in my wife's bed? He bristles. You think I planned this? She needed someone. And you were. He stops himself, realizing how it sounds. Look, I'm not the villain you imagine. Let's keep this civil. I can't believe his audacity. Civil. I echo. You're sleeping with my wife, texting me about how you understand my situation. That's not civil, that's twisted. He rubs his neck, glancing away. I know it looks that way. It is that way. My voice rises. People nearby turn to look. What do you want me to say? That I forgive you. I bark a laugh, hollow. Forgiveness is the last thing on my mind. He opens his mouth to respond, but I cut him off. Just stay away. You got what you wanted. She's yours. Now deal with the consequences. If you think you're going to replace me as Emily's father, you're mistaken. A flash of anger crosses his eyes. I have no intention of. I hold up a hand. Don't. There's a moment of electric silence. Two men locked in a conflict that can't be resolved with words. Then, in a low voice, I say, you'll never be part of this family, no matter what she told you. I turn and walk away before he can respond. My heart thuds, adrenaline coursing. I'm trembling again, but this time it's from pure rage. When I reach my car, I slam the door so hard I half expect the window to shatter. Hours later, I'm back home. The day's events swirl in my head. The father-daughter mourning, the hospital tests, the confrontation. Olivia's not in the house. I'm too rattled to do anything productive. I wander around, picking up scattered clothes, aimless. The hush of an empty home feels claustrophobic. I recall the memory of an office parking lot again, her laughing with him. That image digs into me like a thorn. She's my wife, damn it. Or she was. I close my eyes, trying to recall the last time she laughed like that with me. When she finally returns, it's almost midnight. I'm in the living room, the camera I used earlier still on the coffee table. She notices it right away. What's that for? She asks cautiously. I shrug. I recorded a message. She pales slightly. For who? For your friend Nathan, I say, not bothering to hide the bitterness. She sets her purse down. Ethan, don't. Don't what? I snap. Don't talk about it. Don't make you feel guilty. You started this, Olivia. You opened that door. Her eyes water, but no tears fall. I never meant for it to happen this way. I never wanted to hurt you. Is that supposed to make me feel better? I rise from the couch, stepping closer, because I feel nothing right now. Nothing but a giant hole where my heart should be. She tries to touch my arm, but I flinch away. I'm sorry about the test results, she says softly. I should have been more supportive. I was so wrapped up in my own confusion. I let out a harsh breath. The tension in the air is thick, hot. Confusion. I repeat, my tone laced with sarcasm. That's a delicate word for betrayal. We stand there, locked in silence. Then she bursts out. We could still go to therapy, try to fix this. I'm willing to end it with Nathan if that's what you want. A cold wave of laughter escapes me. End it. I echo. You've been ending it for months. I bet. I'm not sure there's anything left to fix. You said it yourself. You felt alone. You wanted something more. She opens her mouth to argue but then closes it, shoulders slumping. I don't know what to feel anymore, she whispers. I stare at her, my throat tight. Neither do I. Weeks pass in a haze. We exist in the same house, exchanging forced politeness for Emily's sake. I don't ask if she still sees Nathan. Maybe she does, maybe not. I'm numb, drifting. My medical tests get more complicated. Some results indicate a treatable condition. Others hint it could escalate. The uncertainty gnaws at me, but I focus on Emily whenever possible. She's my reason to get out of bed. I keep thinking about that camera message, how I said I wouldn't seek revenge. But the anger, it simmers. Then, out of nowhere, a new plan forms in my head. A quiet, final statement. One evening, Olivia walks into the living room, halts when she sees me packing a suitcase. Where are you going? She asks, alarmed. I zip it close. I'm leaving for a while. Just a trip I need to take. Her eyes flick with panic. You can't just go. What about Emily? I'll arrange for her to stay with my mother until I figure things out. She steps forward, voice rising. We need you here, Ethan. I turn slowly, meeting her gaze. You needed me when it was convenient. Now, I need something else. She trembles, either from fear or outrage. But we're finally talking about therapy. I told Nathan it was over. Don't do this now. I swallow the lump in my throat. I can't look at you without feeling a void. Her eyes shine with unshed tears. So that's it. That's your revenge. Walking the way. A cold smile tugs at my lips. I'm not sure you deserve my presence, if that's what you want to call it. I gave you the best years of my life. Now you want me to stay so you can feel like you did the right thing by ending it with him. It's too late, Olivia. She tries to argue, but I brush past her. In the hallway, I pause, glancing at the photos on the wall. Our wedding, Emily's first birthday, a family trip to the Grand Canyon. Ghosts of a past life. I sense her behind me, breathing shakily. Ethan, she whispers. I'm sinking. I don't know how to fix it. I grit my teeth, remembering what I said in the video. She'll drown in it, and I won't be there to save her. I pick up my suitcase and leave. 2 days later, I'm in a cramped motel room miles away, staring at my reflection in the mirror. My beard is unkempt, my eyes sunken. I've barely slept. The phone calls from Olivia go unanswered. I left Emily with my mother. Part of me hates that I'm doing this, but I can't stand the sight of that house. I open the laptop, check my emails. There's one from the hospital. My next test results are in. My stomach clenches as I click, scanning the medical jargon. It's not definitive, but there's hope. A recommended treatment plan. A chance to manage the condition. My eyes blur with tears I refuse to let fall. Maybe I'm not dying. Maybe I'll live long enough to see Emily grow up. And that alone stings me with relief so intense I almost break down. I close the laptop, pressing my palms to my eyes. Images of Olivia flash in my mind. Then I remember the day we said our vows, her face shining with sincerity. Always. That damned word again. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Could be him again, or her, but something compels me to read it. It's from Olivia, using a friend's phone. Emily needs you. Please come home. I snap. My sense of fatherhood collides with my anger. I grab my jacket, head out into the cool evening air. I can't abandon my daughter. I promised I'd be there for her, always. Even if that word turned out to be a lie in my marriage, it's still true for her. I arrive home to find the place dark, except for a small lamp in the living room. Olivia's there, kneeling on the floor, her arms around Emily. My daughter is crying softly. The scene grips my heart. I rush over, dropping to my knees. Em, what's wrong? She sniffles. I had a nightmare. Mommy said you weren't here, and I got scared. I stroke her hair gently. It's okay, sweetheart. I'm here now. Olivia looks at me, her eyes rimmed with red. She mouths a silent thank you. For the next hour, we sit there, me cradling Emily until she drifts off. Then Olivia puts her back to bed. When she returns, I'm slumped on the couch, head in my hands. She approaches cautiously. Are you staying? I exhale. For Emily's sake, yes. She hesitates. I'm sorry, Ethan. I'm truly sorry. I nod numbly, letting the words wash over me. I know. Days blend together. I visit the hospital to start my treatment. It's not as dire as I feared, but I need regular checkups. The tension at home is still thick, but we function like two polite roommates for Emily's sake. At times, I catch Olivia's gaze lingering on me, as if she wants to say something, but she doesn't. Nathan's texts have stopped. Maybe she told him for real that it's over. Maybe he backed off. Part of me doesn't care. Another part wonders if she still misses him. One evening, I'm in my makeshift study, sorting through old notes for an article. The house is quiet, Emily asleep. Olivia taps on the door and steps in. She holds a small bundle of letters. My father's old letters to me when I was in college. She must have found them in a drawer. I was putting laundry away and saw these, she says softly. You never told me how close you two were. His words. They're so proud of you. I glance at the letters, emotion swirling. Dad was the one who taught me to stand by my family. She sets them on the desk. I wanted to respect your privacy, but I read one by accident. Sorry. I shrug. Doesn't matter now. She looks at me for a long moment, then says, I know you're still angry. You have every right to be, but I want you to know that what happened with Nathan, it's not who I am. I was lost. I stay silent, gazing at the floor. She adds, you've been so strong. Our daughter needs that. I need that. I lift my eyes, bitterness roiling in my chest. You needed it, but you didn't want it when you ran to him. She opens her mouth, then closes it. A tear slides down her cheek. I don't know how to repair this, Ethan. I don't even know if it can be repaired. She steps closer, places a trembling hand on my shoulder. I can't look at her. The memory of her silhouette in the shower, her hush over the phone. The time she came home smelling like his cologne. It's all still there. I understand, she whispers. I just wanted you to know. I'm here if you ever want to talk. I stay motionless. Eventually, she leaves the room. Time grinds on, each day a battle. My doctor says my condition is stable for now, which is a small mercy. I immerse myself in writing, chasing stories I neglected before. Strange how heartbreak can fuel productivity. It numbs one pain by focusing on another. Emily's too young to grasp the entire situation, but she's perceptive enough to notice the rift. She asks me once, do you still love Mommy? I can't answer that honestly, so I say, I'll always be here for both of you. and hope it's enough. In the midst of this, I stumble upon an idea for a final measure of personal closure, a real act of revenge, or perhaps a farewell. I recall that old camera. I decide to update that message I recorded. Late one night, I set up the camera again in the living room, just like before. I talk directly into the lens, voice calm, controlled. "Nathan," I say, "I told you I wouldn't destroy your life, and I meant it. But I have one last thing to say. Leave her. If you think you can keep tiptoeing around, meeting in secret or trying to prove something, just stop. She made her bed, and I'm done chasing ghosts. I won't fight you or her because I have no fight left. I'm not some battered dog seeking revenge. I'm just a man who's done with illusions. You want her? Take her, but know she'll carry the weight of what she's done. And I won't be around to save her when she finally drowns in it." My voice shakes as I continue. I was gone for a bit, but I came back for my daughter. Not for Olivia. She and we used to have something, but now it's gone, replaced by mistrust and emptiness. That's your prize. Enjoy it. I pause, swallowing. As for me, I'll find a way to move on. I don't know what the future holds. I might be sick, might get better. Either way, I'm going to stand on my own 2 feet for whatever time I have left. Alone, if I must. I let out a shuddering breath. And I won't cry because men aren't supposed to cry, right? But there's pain, Nathan. It's real. I look straight into the lens, glare burning through tears I won't shed. And that's all I've got to say to you. I sit there, the camera still rolling, recording my silence. After a while, I notice a slight shift in the hallway shadows. Olivia stands there, watching. I don't know how long she's been listening. Her eyes are wide, but I can't read her expression. She steps forward, her lips parted like she wants to speak. But the moment is too heavy. I click the camera off. 2 nights later, while Emily's at a sleepover, Olivia sits me down in the kitchen. "I know you recorded a second message," she says softly. "I heard some of it." I simply nod. She needs her hands. "I want to show you something. I never meant to do this, but I think you deserve to see." She opens a file on her phone. Messages from Nathan. Long paragraphs. At first, I don't understand. Then I read, "I'm sorry, but I can't keep doing this. I never wanted to destroy your family." And another, "Olivia, I hope you find the happiness you're looking for, but I'm not going to interfere anymore." I raise an eyebrow. "He broke it off with you." Her cheeks flush. I ended it, but he also said he's stepping away. "We're done. For good." She sets the phone down, her eyes glistening. "Ethan, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know I'm not looking back." I clench my jaw, a storm of emotions swirling. The fight is gone from me. I feel strangely indifferent. "Okay," I say at last. She exhales, relief mingled with sorrow. Then we both sit there, not knowing what else to say. Life continues, day after day. We coexist, still married on paper but separated by an invisible wall. My health fluctuates, but the treatments offer hope. Emily senses the tension and adapts in her own childlike way, focusing on school and friends. I can't decide if I want to file for divorce or try to mend what's shattered. A part of me wonders if love can be reignited. Another part scoffs at the idea. One afternoon, I pull into the driveway and see Olivia standing by her car, head down, shoulders drooping. She looks so small and fragile. My usual anger is absent, replaced by something close to pity. I approach. She says, without looking up, "Everything I did, I regret it. The morning event at Emily's school, the times I pushed you away, the times I prioritized myself. I regret it all." I manage a nod. "I know." She finally meets my gaze. "I know I can't fix it overnight. I know you might never trust me again. But I'm willing to try, if you'll let me." A numbness settles over me. I take a step back, and she doesn't follow. She understands. I'm not ready, or maybe I'll never be. I remember her saying always so convincingly, and I wonder if I can ever get that faith back. But there's another truth. I'm still here, physically at least. For Emily, yes, but also because part of me can't bear to uproot everything we built, even if it's all a charade. I can't promise anything, I say quietly. I'm still hurt. Confused. She nods. I get it. Thank you for at least hearing me out. I turn and head into the house, my thoughts heavy. Night falls. Emily's in bed. Olivia drifts to the living room, turning on the TV to some muted show. I stand in the hallway, uncertain. My footsteps feel louder than they should, echoing across the old wooden floor. In the dark reflection of the turned-off kitchen light, I see my own silhouette. The lines of my face look older. I think of my father, how he bore heartbreaks and never let me see him cry. Maybe that's what men do. We keep it inside until it rots us. A swirl of memories hit me. That first morning with the shower, the day I asked who would go to Emily's event, the quiet sting of her calling it trivial, the test results, the fear, her silhouette in a parking lot with him, the confrontation. And suddenly, I'm aware of my own heartbeat. Thud, thud, thud. A living man, battered but breathing. I step into the living room. Olivia's eyes lift, searching my face. For a moment, we simply look at each other, neither speaking. She fumbles for the remote, turning off the TV. The silence wraps around us. Ethan, can we? She starts. I hesitate, then sit on the armchair opposite her. I'm trying, I admit, voice gravelly. She nods, tears glistening. I know. We lapse into a kind of fragile hush. My mind replays everything, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the confrontation. I can't fix the past. I can't erase the images of them together. But I also can't keep bleeding forever. She draws a breath, about to speak. But I shake my head. Not tonight, I say softly. She closes her mouth, nodding. We sit there, the weight of unspoken words pressing down. It feels like a standoff, but maybe it's the first step to something. Not forgiveness exactly, but at least not open warfare. Eventually, she stands and flicks off the lamp. The living room plunges into darkness, save for a faint glow from the streetlight outside. She lingers a moment, and I sense she's waiting to see if I'll follow her. I remain seated, alone in the dark, breathing slowly. My chest is tight, but I'm alive. And for now, that's enough. I hear her footsteps retreat down the hall. The old house creaks. There's a heaviness in my chest, but also a strange calm. I feel each breath, each beat of my heart. Suddenly, it's like I snap back into my own body, the numbness receding. I realize I'm here, fully present, not lost in some distant recollection. I close my eyes. The final words I remember are the ones she used to say, always, but they hold no power now. They're just an echo of what once was. I open my eyes in the darkness, feeling the weight of my pulse in my temples. A man isn't supposed to cry, but the tears are there, just behind the eyes, threatening. My voice is a whisper to no one. I'm back. And then the light goes out.